Now, our top story, a changing of the guard at the White House and possibly a change of tone towards business and the economy. The president naming JPMorgan executive and former Commerce Secretary William Daley to be his new chief of staff. Also, a person familiar with the matter tells Bloomberg that tomorrow the White House will name Treasury Department official Gene Sperling as Larry Summers' replacement as the head of the National Economic Council. Now, the president's current Commerce Secretary, Gary Locke, is in Las Vegas. He's in there today talking about the technology industry's critical role in creating jobs in the United States. He joins us now from the Consumer Electronics Show. Welcome, Secretary Locke. Good to have you with us. Can you give us some insight into what specifically about being Commerce Secretary is a good vantage point for maybe being Chief of Staff? After all, William Daley, he was the Commerce Secretary in the second administration of President Bill Clinton. What about being Commerce Secretary makes it special?
Well, it's really not so much that he was former Commerce Secretary, but given his extensive background and understanding of business and the fact that he's highly respected among Democrats and Republicans, works with both business and labor, and understands the process in Washington, D.C. So he's an excellent choice, and he's really going to help the president and the entire White House team focus on the president's priority of getting the American economy back on track and getting many more people hired again. So this is a really great announcement.
Secretary Locke, does this signal any change in policy, or as you just described it, is it more a change in process?
Well, obviously, the president has indicated that his #1 priority is focusing on recovering the American economy and getting millions of people back to work. We have unacceptably high unemployment rate. Even though the recession has officially ended, it's no comfort to the millions of people who are looking for work or looking for more work. And so Bill Daley is going to bring discipline to the White House and really help bring all the members of the economic team and all the other members of the cabinet focusing on the president's #1 priority, getting the American economy back on track and getting more jobs, which is why we're here at the Consumer Electronics Show. Foreign delegations, buying delegations are here, 30% higher than last year. Attendance is at an almost all-time high in many, many years. Really shows increased consumer confidence, interest in the great products and services American companies make. Over 50% of the companies that are showcased here are American-based companies, and we want to help them sell their great products all around the world.
Secretary Locke, how does William Daley's background in banking play into just what you're describing, this idea of generating more jobs? Would it have been perhaps more sort of additional to have someone with a manufacturing background? Would that have helped your cause?
Well, really, Bill Daley understands business, and he has good ties with the business community. So I think he's going to be able to bring their voice into the discussions and policy deliberations within the White House. And I think that we, as the president has indicated many times, we want American businesses to succeed because they are the ones that hire people, not the federal government. They create the jobs. And we really need to have better coordination with the business community to enable those job creation policies to succeed and to really focus on job creation. And of course, Bill Daley is highly respected among labor individuals as well. So the announcement of Bill Daley and also Gene Sperling to head up the Economic Council is really bringing veterans, highly respected veterans, to the White House to really help the president achieve his #1 objective of growing the economy again and getting Americans back to work.
So talk a little bit more about Gene Sperling taking over Larry Summers' job. How is his viewpoint and his expertise going to differ?
Well, actually, he's been very effective. He was part of the negotiations with the Republicans on the Hill on the recent tax package, which not just extended the Bush tax cuts, but also had additional tax cuts for middle working families, as well as allowing businesses to write off 100% their expenditures on capital equipment and plant equipment. And many other provisions, such as clean energy tax breaks. So it was a great success for the president, and Gene Sperling was one of the key members of that negotiating team. And again, he's worked well with Republicans in the past. He understands how we need to balance the economy, and he's highly respected by Republicans, Democrats, people outside of Washington, D.C., among business and labor.
All right, Secretary Locke, as you just confirmed, Gene Sperling taking over for Larry Summers. What do you see from the position of being Commerce Secretary in terms of further negotiations with the Chinese for greater trade equality between the U.S. and China?
The president's made it very clear that we need to make sure that American companies have a level playing field in all foreign markets, including China. And of course, our exports to China in just October of 2010 were their highest ever. And exports to China have grown exponentially over the last several years. But we can still do more because American companies and American workers
Secretary
make
Locke,
great
coming
products
to us from Las
in high
Vegas.
demand.